Hello, it's Chantal here, coming to you today with a few tips on opening a limited company. Now, I will start by saying I'm no expert, but I have had a limited company for 14 years now, and so there are a few things that I found out along the way and tips I shared with other people, and I thought I could take some of those tips and put them into this little video today. So first of all, how do you open a limited company? Well, I must say, I took the easy way out, and that was letting it in the hands of someone who's capable of doing it. My accountant took care of this at no extra charge. However, if you want to do that yourself, I understand that it's quite easy to do and not very costly either. If you do want to have a little bit of help, it's possible to find online services, companies specializing in that sort of stuff for a very low price. I think it's about £13 or something like this. So quite affordable, really. Also, something I didn't realize when I first set up the company was the registered address. So I went with my home address where I lived at the time, which of course didn't give me very much privacy. Not that I really needed, but it's kind of nice not having my personal details, too readily accessible. And so it's possible, again, to have a company where you're registering your business address. You can also have mail forward, whereby, let's say, if HMRC write to you, it goes to your registered address, and then the mail is forwarded onto your home address. So there are such services, a few companies offer such services on the internet. Prices do vary. If you want a London address, that's usually a little bit more expensive than, say, if you want a Coventry address, but maybe you could spend somewhere around £70 to £110. It does vary. Now, one thing I actually just recently found out through my accountant is that they're offering that same service free of charge. So it just so happens I need to change my registered address anyway, so I'll be moving that across to my accountant's business premises. Now, also, regarding accountants, you might wonder which type of accountant to select. I just wanted to say they're not all the same. Some accountants do specialize in particular areas, and that could cost more money, but potentially also save you more money. So it might be something worth investigating as you're opening your company, or maybe even afterwards. It's never too late. You can always change. Now, regarding some of the benefits of using an accountant, you don't have to use an accountant. You can do your own bookkeeping yourself. Personally, I just think that my accountant is a bit more clued up than I am, and it's a task that I can, outsource to him. And also, when it comes to allowable expenses, I just prefer to let my accountant, read all the HMRC documentation and tell me whether what I want to claim as an expense is allowable or not, because of course I want to, remain compliant. Now, there are also some benefits to opening a limited company, maybe things that we don't necessarily think of, such as the company's yearly event. I haven't always been aware of that, sadly, but as the company director, I have an entitlement allowance, actually it's called, of £150 each year to spend towards a company event, and typically companies would be doing that around Christmas time. Now, I tend to do it at the beginning of March because this is when I started actually working as a freelancer. But also, even though I'm just a company of one person, I'm allowed to have one guest, and my guest also has an allowance of £150. So I take my husband for a nice meal, usually go to London and have some lovely food and a few drinks. But there are also other benefits, maybe even less obvious, including the trivial benefits, and that is up to £300 per year. So my explanation on that is going to be a bit wishy-washy, apologies. But basically, every so often I will be buying gifts for clients, just to thank them for having me work for them. I do get quite a bit of repeat business, luckily. And so, it's just a little gesture, and that is something that I'm actually able to put on the books of the company as an allowable expense, providing that each transaction is for an amount that is lesser than £50. So those are just some tips. I'm sure I could think of more stuff, but yeah, some of those things I didn't always know about, and I found out about them. I shared them with friends who also have limited companies, and if you've got any tips of your own as well, of course, comment below. Let's just share all of that, and that's it really. Bye for now.